If you're watching this video, chances are you want to build the best and the easiest gold farm in Minecraft. Well, you, my friends, are in the right place. In this video, I'm going to be showing you step by step how to build this beautiful gold farm, which, as you can see, is pumping out so many zombie piglins. It is perfect and a must-have in any Minecraft survival world. Let's get straight to the tutorial. Since the release of the 1.16 Nether update, the way that zombie piglins spawn is actually different. So we have to find either a crimson biome, or if I look on F3, as you can see, it's the Crimson Forest, or we have to find a Nether Wastes biome. That's what my farm at the moment is built in, and that is definitely what I'd recommend. They don't spawn in the Basalt Deltas, and I don't think they spawn in Soul Sand Valley, so the best way to find it is to find some Nether Wastes. Nether Wastes also is where lava spawns, so if there's a big lava field, chances are it is a Nether Wastes biome. Once you find an area that's going to be big enough, as you can see, this area is definitely going to be big enough, get to the top of the nether roof, and you want to break your way through the bedrock. Luckily for you guys, I have a few tutorials on that, so if you check the video in the iCards right now of how to get onto the nether roof and break bedrock, go watch that video and then come back and carry on watching this one. So now that you're on the nether roof, you want to get your scaffolding, and you want to place your scaffolding all the way up to Y246. Nice, so now that you've built all the way to the height limit, you can go all the way to the top and then break all of the scaffolding to get down to level 246. As you can see, 256, break this all the way down to 246. Once you're at this level, you're then going to want to get the block that you're going to build the most of this out of. I'm going to use smooth stone because it just looks really, really nice. You want to build out in all the directions. Maybe you want to do a circle. This works absolutely fine. Build out in all the directions like so. You can break these blocks, but these might also be useful for building up these sorts of blocks that sort of act as scaffolding. Because you want this to be a gold farm, I'd recommend adding a collection system, obviously, because you want the gold to be collected. So come underneath using the scaffolding, break the blocks that you used here, and you can place hoppers on top of these chests. Basically, this means that all of the items that the zombie piglins are going to drop will be collected by these hoppers and then go into the chests. Of course, expand the storage system out bigger. This is not going to be enough. Maybe add an item sorter to get rid of all of those pesky swords, because swords really are not what you want excess of in this farm. Maybe add a system that smelts the swords. That would be amazing. But you can just throw them out. You're going to be making so much gold from this farm anyway. Then come and place rails on top of each of your hoppers, and then you can use either minecart hoppers or regular minecarts to pick up all the items. Minecart with hoppers are going to be better, but you can also use the normal minecarts. You're then going to want to place exactly 24 of these on each of the rails. It's a lot, but it's going to be worth it. This is what's going to do the entity cramming, which is going to be killing the zombie piglins. Beautiful. Look at that. Amazing. Then you want to grab yourself a slab. I'm going to actually grab myself a few different types of slabs to just show you the best way to layer all of these. So grab yourself some slabs and place them like this. That is perfect. And then what I'd recommend is coming out 5 blocks and the diagonal from the center block. So as you can see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then do this on all sides and make a big square with it. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then fill in the rest of this area. This area here is going to be the area in which the zombie piglins sort of pathfind to you and find their way over, because you're going to be sat on this block here, and then you're going to have this sort of eye line of all of what's going on. Brilliant. And then once you're here, you sort of want to fill in the rest of this area, just so nothing's going to be spawning in here. I'd also recommend putting a torch on the block here, so nothing spawns. Nice, so once you have this layer ready, you then want to get rid of a few of these blocks. This is going to be how you're going to guide the zombies into this area. So you could use these blocks like so, and then get rid of these blocks here as well. So the zombies are going to pathfind looking at you, and they're basically going to walk over and fall in here. I have done it this way. Basically, this is a modified version of another gold farm that is linked down in the description. This one has 4 collectors. The original design only had 1, and I thought it would be better to have 4. I've tested this in lots of different configurations, and 4 is definitely the best. So once you have this going like this, what you want to do is layer this up. Basically, you don't want the zombie piglins to be able to attack you, so this is the best thing to do. Add these little side pieces, which stops them from coming in. Obviously, this isn't going to stop them, so you need to carry on adding a bit more like so. Basically, any space where they can come into, cover it up. And then you want to add another layer on top with some more. I'm using copper. You don't have to use copper because it's quite an expensive block. I'm just using these blocks to show you the layering effect that is happening on top. As you can see, they're all spaced out by 1. Having different types of slabs makes this a lot easier. Of course, you can use the same slab if you want. I'm using different slabs to show you the layering effect. Great, now this is almost done. What you want to do is grab yourselves a trap door in the middle, then place it on this sort of top block that they're running into, like so, and then open it, and then break that middle one. Same with this one here, same with this one here, and same with this one here as well. So you can kind of see what's going on here. So basically the zombie piglins are going to see you in the middle there. They're going to run up here, think this is an open block that they can come across, but it's open, and they'll forward and then die in the middle. And it's the same on all of the sides, and this system works amazingly. One thing that I also recommend doing, if you want to use this area for enchanting, or if you just want to be able to store items in here, you could use these pieces of negative space for blocks, as long as they're being placed on this area here, like so, and not on this area. This area is going to interfere with the farm's performance, so if you want to add anything, make sure to add it on this area, because that is not going to interrupt the farm's performance. As you can see, I've added a few examples. I've added an ender chest, an anvil, and an enchanting table. These things don't interfere at all, and you can still access them from where you are standing down at the bottom. I'm going to get rid of them for now because they're not essential, but that is what I'd recommend. They're very useful things to have in here, especially if you want to be doing enchanting or name tagging or anything for this farm. Anyway, onto the bridges. So the way that mob spawning works in Minecraft is that they can only spawn a minimum of 24 blocks away from you. So we want to go out 19 blocks from this block on the end here, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 19, that makes 24. And then after that 24th block, we'll then do the ring. So if you want to come out to the edge here and place 19 blocks, you place 19 blocks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then from this block here, this block on the end is the 25th block. Mobs can now spawn from this block outwards. We're using stained glass here because no mobs can spawn on stained glass. You probably should also use stained glass for these blocks as well, just because we don't want any ghasts spawning. If you are going to be using smooth stone, what I'd recommend is, if you were to come out the 19 blocks again, what I'd recommend doing if you're using solid blocks like this is every 2 blocks place a slab. This is going to stop ghasts from spawning on top of the platforms. Of course, this farm is layered and you can't place another slab here, because if one of the zombie piglins is coming through, they'll get stopped on this block. You can see they're spawning. This is the perfect distance away. If they were to try and get through, that will interfere. So for the last block, place it here. But I'd recommend using the glass anyway, because that is going to prevent it much better. So I'm going to change this all to glass, and we can carry on with the beams on the sides. For this beam down the middle, I'd also recommend making this 5 wide from each side. So we're going to do that here. Nice work. So you now have all of the beams going to the edges. One thing I'd also recommend is if you grab your trusty trapdoor again, if you come to the sides here, you also want to add some trapdoors like this, because if there are any mobs that you don't want spawning here, we are going to add iron golems, and basically they'll be attracted by the iron golems and they'd fall down these because they think that these are full blocks. They see them like this when they're actually open. So we're going to add trapdoors like this on all of the corners. You only need to add one, but this does the job in preventing just a sort of like an overflow of mobs that you don't want to have. You don't want mobs that you don't want there taking up the mob cap. This is why we're also using Magma Blocks instead of Netherrack, because piglins can spawn on Netherrack, but they can't spawn on Magma Blocks. Nice work. So for the first ring, like I said, this is 25 blocks out. What you want to do is, what I like to do is go onto a website called Minecraft Circle Generator. Basically, this website will show you circles of different sizes. If you go on there and enter in a circle with a radius of 25 blocks or a diameter of 51, that's the one you want to go for, a diameter of 51, because of course we have the extra block in the center. That will show you the perfect circle to make in this area to optimize spawns. That's what I do. It also works with World Edit, but of course you're going to be doing this in your survival world, so don't use World Edit. That's what I'm going to use. If you don't want to use the Minecraft Circle Generator, the way that this works is you have the 5 blocks, and then you have an extra 3, an extra 3, an extra 3, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 1, and then basically the same flipped. You do the 1 from the middle, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, and then back to the middle here. This is how it works. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can have a proper look at the circle here. You can pause if you want to have a better look, but there you go. So of course we need to add some thickness to this rig, so we want this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more blocks thicker. So this is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So this is a 30 wide one, or 61 diameter circle. So we're going to also build this one again, and I'm going to show you how to make this circle here. Perfect. So very, very similar to the inside circle, we have this first ring, or this first straight bit, which is exactly the same as this one. So it goes 3 from the middle, if you're calling this bit the middle here. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 again, and then you're back in the center column. I'm going to zoom out again for you guys. You can pause it if you want to copy. And there we go. That is your circle complete. Oh no. That is your circle complete. Of course, you want to ghast proof this area. So what I'd recommend doing is at the start, if you lay out your layers like this, so you're going to have 2 layers, and then the third layer is actually going to be a slabbed area. I'm going to use this waxed cut copper because you don't want ghasts spawning. So I'd actually recommend doing the ghast spawn proofing first, just so you know you're not going to get any ghasts in here, because of course they're going to blow everything up and you don't want that. But this first layer you can replicate into the second and third layer as well. All you have to do now, once you've done this, is fill in the layers, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing right now. So I've just finished filling in the circle, and hopefully you have as well. As you can see, it's already working magic because the chicken that spawned here has been killed and cooked? No. No, not cooked. But we have finished this first circle. You want to repeat this for the second layer and the third layer, and then using the top layer, which you can do slabs or you can do glass with. Either or is going to work as long as it spawn proofs the area. Remember, we are using Magma Blocks here, and Magma Blocks will hurt you unless you have Frostwalker or if you're crouching. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're placing these blocks, as I don't want you guys to get hurt. But once you've done that, repeat it for the next few layers. Like I said, probably best to start with the ghast proofing layer, but you can get that done, and your farm is almost done by that point. Look at this. Look at this beautiful circle. A few little touches I'd add is maybe a trapdoor here. You could add 3 if you want, just to add the amount of area that the zombie piglins will fall off from, because of course they want to take the least amount of damage possible, unless I believe you're in hard mode. Of course I am in hard mode, but this just helps make sure that they are actually going to be doing what you want them to do. Next thing we could do is get the zombie piglins actually in their spawning areas. So what you want to do to get the zombie piglins in here is you want to build out 4 from this sort of corner block here. You can see it's sort of lined up with that corner as well. You want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Break these blocks here, and you want to get the zombie piglin onto here. So you can use a little rail if you want. You can use leads, whatever it takes, get them onto here. Basically, this is going to keep the zombie piglins aggravated once you hit one of them. So basically, how this works is you hit one of the zombie piglins and they all get angry at you and they come and attack you, and the ones here can't come to you, but they stay angry at you. Basically, when new ones spawn, these ones tell these ones that they're angry at you, and it just keeps the loop going. So you want 1 there, and then you also want to find the corner. I believe this is the corner. You want to come out 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Break those 2 blocks, get another one on there, and then you want to come out 4 from this one as well. So we have 3 on each side. You also want to repeat this all the way around, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Get this on the 3rd one again. Come find the corner again. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Do this again for here. And there we go, we've got all of them all the way around. You can see if I come under here, we have all of them. You now want to get these zombie piglins onto the blocks. So another way you could do it is pushing them. This is quite an easy way because they don't really pathfind that much. Once you have them on here, you can just break the blocks and they'll stay on there. You want to make sure to name tag these guys. So make sure to name tag them just so they don't despawn and they actually do stay here. So get yourself an anvil and you can get on with that. And there we go. We've named this guy subscribe, which is what you should do if you enjoyed this video. Then make sure to do that all the way around. Of course, I'm just going to use these guys, but like I showed you guys, it's not too difficult to actually get these guys on here, because on their own, they don't really walk around too much. Just make sure not to hit them, because of course, you'll probably die then. Especially this high up in the nether is not going to be helpful. But there we go. Beautiful. All of these guys are in, and oh my god, you're basically done with the farm now. There's just one last thing to do in here. So the last thing you want to do is grab some blocks, and then you want to come out 6 blocks from the middle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. On this 6th block, you actually want to make this a slab. Put that there, and then build up your iron golems. Now, I'm going to leave that block undone because I wanted to build up a little bit more. That's a creepy noise. And what I'd recommend doing is layering these guys. So just put 2 in a row. Make sure to have slabs because then these guys won't have any other mobs spawning on them. And then you want to do this on all 4 sides. Of course, this is quite a resource intense, especially iron intense build. So make sure to build yourself an iron farm. If you want to learn how to do that, check the iCards. I have a tutorial for how to build an iron farm. You can find it out there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, 6th block, slab. Break these blocks, iron golem, like this. 1 block, slab again. Another iron golem. Boom, boom. And you can do this on all the sides again. Like I said before, this is a very, very repetitive process, but once you have it, it works beautifully. And there you go, guys. You have built the best and one of the easiest gold farms in Minecraft. So the way that you get this thing started is I like to use a snowball because it is dead easy. So grab yourself a snowball and then aim up and oh boy, and then nice. And oh god, what a scary sight. But then once all of these guys are aggroed, hop down here and you can see that these guys are instantly going to start falling in and they're all going to start dying. And this, as you can see, I'm already level 61. I've been trying out this far, but it's very loud in here. It is very loud. So you might want to turn your sound down. There we go. Oh, beautiful scenes. And this does work on servers. I'm playing on a server right now, but of course, like with any other farm on a server, make sure to be considerate of your other server members. But that is how you guys do it. This is such an incredibly good farm, and I would so recommend building this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this tutorial did help you out, make sure to go and subscribe to my channel. Even if you think you're subscribed, make sure to just check, because sometimes you're not, because you never know. You never know. And make sure to like this video if you did enjoy it. Comment down below any other things that you'd like to see me do. I'm always open to any suggestions that you guys have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!